Hello guys and welcome to another vlog, and today we are reviewing the Hyundai Alcazar with us, which is the extended or the more seater version, which is the 6 or the 7 seater version of the Hyundai Creta. And this car is more oriented towards the rear seat passengers of the car and to give the utmost comfort in a compact SUV. So let's find out is that car capable of doing so. So let's get to the review right away. So let's begin with the review of the car, and the changes you will notice from the Creta. Firstly, it gets a whole new grille over here. Like the Creta gets the vertical slats, but now it gets a cascading grille, and here are some chrome elements, and this is a diesel engine. It's a bit loud on outside, but inside it's super refined. And this is the Hyundai logo over here, and this is a front parking camera, and as you can see the chrome gets a tint on it, and it looks quite nice. It gets a dark tint on it, and here are the same lights as the Creta, but it gets this chrome line new on this Alcazar. And these are the lights, all LED units, but the indicator is an halogen, but now it also gets a LED fog lamp. But in the Creta it used to get a halogen fog lamp, but in Alcazar they have given an LED one. And here's a silver skid plate at the front over here, and some black elements done. And overall from the front you can't notice it much like from the Creta or Alcazar. Both looks quite similar as such. And over here it gets all new tires, and the size of this tire are 1 inch bigger than those of the Cretas, and the exact tire size of these are 215/55 18-inch wheels. And these alloys are similar as of Creta and looks quite nice indeed, and gets a whole body cladding done on the side with some silver treatment as well on the bottom of the car. And here's the outside rear view mirror, again with a camera on it, and a pedal lamp which projects the Hyundai logo at night time. Well, like it projects at daytime also, but that's not visible. And over here these are the body arches over here, and feels quite muscular, and the size of the car looks quite nice and humongous in size. These are the indicators as I've shown you, and these are the door handle which gets a chrome treatment on it, and it looks fab indeed. This door gets a request sensor. We will check on the passenger door if it gets or not. So this is the side profile of the car, and it's quite long. Like in the overall the length has been increased in 100 mm, and the wheelbase has been increased 150 mm from the Creta. And it also gets 4-wheel disc as well now in the Alcazar. And this is the C-pillar and the glass portion over here. And like in the Creta, it used to get a silver treatment done on the C-pillar, but now it gets a gloss black treatment done on it, and it also looks quite nice. But for me the rear tail lights are not that great as such. I feel them a bit on the uglier side. Like this is the reverse lamp, and this is the indicator, and this is the brake light which is an LED, but both of the reverse lamp and indicator are halogen. And over here says the variant name, which is the Signature, and it's available in 3 variants, and top of the line is the Signature and 2 configuration, which is the 6-seater configuration and the 7-seater configuration. Right now the car we're having is the 6-seater configuration, and this is Alcazar written over here. And this is a rear windshield, a humongous spoiler over here, again with some gloss black treatment done on it, and a shark fin antenna on top. And it also gets roof rails, but they are not functional at all. Yeah, they say over there only caution, do not put load on it. And at back one more change is that gets a dual exhaust treatment over here, and looks quite sporty. And overall the bumper looks quite nice because of the color scheme done on it, like the silver, black, and the reflectors over here. And overall the design of the car looks quite nice. So let's open the boot of the car, and here the omission comes that it doesn't get an electric tailgate. Yeah, that's missing in this car. This is the reverse camera, and you have to open it manually, and it's quite heavy as such. And this is the boot of the car when all the 3 rows of seats are up, and it gets some space down here, but to use it you have to fold the seats. So this is how you fold the seats down. And yeah, it gets some toolkit over here. And let me check for the spare wheel. Yeah, the spare wheel is positioned below over here. And there's a boot, it gets a light over here. And this is the subwoofer of the car, which is from Bose and is fab. Let's first take the seats up. It's a bit of a task, but quite easy. So it doesn't get a power tailgate. If they would have provided, that would be fab indeed and make it much more easier. So let's get to the highlight of the car, which is the rear seat. And the doors are humongous in size, and the overall quality is quite nice. Like, it gets some leather treatment over here, silver. So let's get into the car, but before that, let me show you how you tumble the seat. So this is the lever over here to tumble the seat, and it's quite an easy process. And you can adjust the recline angle. Right now it's on the most reclined part, and you can also take the seats front and back, and it also gets some fab cushions over here, which are extremely soft indeed. Let me show you them to you. Like, these are the cushion, and these are extremely soft, not S class levels or E class levels, but yeah, they are quite nice. We have came to the rear seat of the car, and the experience over here is just fab, because the room over here is also quite nice. The leg room, knee room on the thigh support, and overall the head room is quite nice over here. And being the 6-seater version, it gets a center console at the back over here also, which gets some storage inside it, with a wireless charging pad over here and twin cup holders. And it also gets a USB socket over here with some space to keep your stuff, and twin AC vents. And here's the air quality index display over there, and it also works quite flawlessly. And over here is the handle to hold on to, and a white light. Same as the case over here, handle to hold on to and a white light. And the front seat gets a height adjustable seat belts, but not the middle row seats. And this is the sun blind of the car, and it works very nicely and blocks the sun quite well. Like, this is the sunlight without it, and it feels quite premium and give a very secured feel inside the cabin. And this is the handle to open the car, and it gets ambient lighting over here, as you can see. And this is a Bose sound system. It gets speakers, it gets many speakers, and I will tell you about them when we get into the front. And over here it also gets a tray. Let me show that to you, but before that we have to rip out the plastics on the seats. So this is how it gets a tray over here also, to give it a more premium feel and a more practical feel, and a net over here. Let me show that to you. So like that, it also gets a net over there, and this is a tray. You can keep your stuff, and over here it says maximum 3.5 kgs. So the parking sensors are on. That's the reason it's beeping right now. So this is a view of the front dash. It looks fab indeed, same as one of the Creta, but a bit of the premium because of the color scheme used and the tan leather treatment done on it. And overall the rear seat experience is quite nice. If they would have provided ventilation for the front middle row of seat, that would be just fab indeed. And this is a rear row of seat, and it doesn't get much space for adult as such, but it gets air conditioning control as well on the back, along with the AC vent and a USB socket. And same as the case over here, with the AC vent and a USB socket over here, with twin cup holders and some hook over here to mount your luggage when these seats are folded down. And the rear seats are only suitable for kids to sit into and not for adults. So let's get to the driver's seat of the car and check out the features. So we are here at the driver's seat of the car, and first thing you will notice that the cabin is same as of the Creta, and the only difference is that it gets these brownish leather color done over here, and it's plastic, it's not leather of course, and some gloss black treatment over here to give it a more premium feel, as it sits a step above the Creta. And these are the AC vents, which gets a silver treatment along them. And overall the cabin looks quite nice, and these AC vents also get silver treatment on them. And this steering wheel same as that of the Creta. Let's remove this plastic. Oh wow, that's so nice. And this is the all new instrument cluster of the car, and it's quite a feature loaded one. Like, it gets many displays for it. So here's some information that it shows, like tire pressure monitoring, driving information, and the compass. And down over there, fuel economy, distance to empty, and different stuff like the outside temperature and all. And you can change the view of the cluster from the infotainment system, like when you get into settings, vehicle, and over here get some more for the cluster, and select theme. So right now it's theme D, this is the theme C, theme B, and theme A. And overall it looks quite nice. But in the automatic variants, it gets a drive select also, like different drive modes for on-road as well as off-road. And when we change the drive modes in that, the cluster automatically changes. So that's a bit more better in compared to this ones, like in this you have to change it manually, but when you change drive modes in the automatic variant, it changes automatically, and that looks quite fab indeed. And overall this cursor looks quite nice as well, and it's quite easy to read and navigate, not too much of stuff going on there, so that's a good thing about that. And here are the control for the cruise control system and the instrument cluster. Here are the control for the audio system of the car, and in the automatic variant it also gets paddle shifters, and these are the controls for the headlamps. It gets automatic headlamps, but it doesn't get automatic wipers. Like these are the controls for the wipers. Let's use the front wipers one. So this is how the front wipers work, and it's quite neat and clean, and none of the stains here and there, so it cleans quite nicely. And over here are the tweeters and speaker again over here. So it gets a 7 speaker Bose system in which 4 are speakers, 2 tweeters, and this one subwoofer, and that's a fab system indeed. Like it is also used in the Creta, and the overall sound quality is just fab indeed. And over here are the control for the air conditioning, and it only gets a single zone, but you can select the fan speed for the rear on the 3rd row itself. And over here you can turn on the rear air conditioning, and like this for the front. Let me turn that off. And over here is almost a powerhouse as such, like it gets a 12-volt charging socket, a USB socket, again a USB socket, and a wireless charging pad. And here's the gear lever of the car, and it gets a gloss treatment done on it, and it's a 6-speed manual unit. So let me show you the reverse parking camera of the car, and it's quite a nice camera, like it gets a 360-degree view. So over here is the 360-degree view of the car, and it shows adaptive guidelines for both for front and back, and it gets different views like a bird's eye view and a side facing view as well. And when we get to the neutral or the first gear, it shifts to the front camera automatically, and for the front camera also we get a regular view, bird's eye view, which also shows the adaptive guidelines on it, which looks very nice. And see over here the graphics, everything is quite nice. And side facing view for the tires, and you can see that the tires are also turning. And overall this is a fab camera system, and you can also adjust the brightness, the contrast of the cameras, and many more things in that. And over here are the controls for the ventilated seats, like the both of the front passengers gets ventilated seats. And in the automatic transmission gets a knob over here to adjust the different drive modes as well as traction modes for a bit of off-roading. And it gets a gloss black treatment done over here with some silver and leather treatment, and gear knob also gets some leather treatment on it. And over here get some scratchy plastics and cheap plastic material. And here's the electronic parking brake along with auto hold feature, which is quite nice, and some space to keep your stuff, and twin bottle holders. And these are the key of the car, a typical Hyundai key, and you can also turn on the car using the key, and I will show you at the end of this video. And over here is some space, and this is the displays for the air quality index, like I told you, and this is how you turn it on and off. And you can also use it from the audio system, and it gets auto dimming inside rear view mirror with blue link controls on it. And over here is the sun visor without any mirror, and here the sun visor with a mirror, but it doesn't get any light on it. That's a bit cost cutting. And over here there's a sunglass holder, lights over here now, and it all gets all LED lights, and a humongous panoramic sunroof. Just look at the size of the roof. Let me open the glass also. Oh, it opens in one go only, and it's a humongous unit, and a very nice, and gives a very airy feeling inside the cabin, and looks very nice. The hoses, and overall the front seats of the car are quite comfortable, like it gets ventilation, and there are proper leather seats, and overall the support and everything is quite good. And they're a bit on the wider side, so it gives quite much more better feel. And this is the dashboard. It's all cheap plastic over here, and here's the glove box of the car, which a cooled one and quite nice. And the steering also gets leather wrap. And these are the control on the driver's door, like these are for the outside rear view mirrors, and these are control, and it gets one touch up and down only on the driver's window and not on the other window, which is a gripe over here. This is for the child lock of the windows. And over here it gets engine start stop button and traction control button, as well as the button for parking sensor. And over here is the button to open the hood of the car. And in terms of feature, this car is quite loaded, but I missed some features like the one touch up and down for all the windows, as well as a electronic tailgate. Yeah, that's the biggest feature missing in this car, because at this price point, if Hyundai have provided that, that would be just fab indeed, but they haven't provided. So let's not digress from the point. And overall, this car is quite a nice car. And if I talk about the main highlight of the car, which is the rear seat, so it does that work fab. Yeah, this car is not that great in terms of driving. Like, the steering is extremely light, like I can just twirl it with one of my finger. That the lightness of the car. And on high speed it feels very much artificial as such. And but the overall, the comfort at the back and the ride quality of the car is quite nice and feels quite plush and premium. And the seat all the back is also very comfortable, but if they would have provided a ventilation function at the back also, that would be just fantastic. And overall, the quality and everything is not up to the mark. Yeah, the quality is quite cheap. It doesn't get any soft touch material as such, but the fit and finish is quite nice. So guys, let's show you the key start feature. So let's turn off the car. So let's get out of the car right away. So this is, the car is locked, and we have to stand nearby to the car. So if we press and hold this button, the car will turn on automatically. Let's check if it works. Sometimes it takes a bit of time, but I don't think so it will work right now, because the car is not registered, so it must have been deactivated right now. So to enable it, the car must be registered, so that's the reason it's not working. But it works very nicely, but it's not of much use, as you can use the BlueLink app to do so, and you can also control the air conditioning from the BlueLink, and this doesn't help much, and you can only do it from standing beside the car. But using the BlueLink, you can do it anywhere in the world. So overall, this car is quite a nice pick in the segment. So guys, this was Shubhodip Banerjee today reviewing the Hyundai Alcazar 2021. So let's see you guys in another video really soon. Till then, bye bye and have a nice day.